Hello guys, how's it going? We're here for another episode of our career mode on FIFA 18 with Bert and Albion. Getting today's episode off with our first game in the Premier League of the new season. We're starting the season off with a game against Bournemouth FC. Hopefully trying to get ourselves off to a winning way, and basically this game's a bit like an introduction for us, just to see how well we can play against these bigger sides, see if it's going to be like a really difficult season or whatever, and see how well we can actually do against these sides. As you see, we go into a few we played so well last season. We were very unlucky not to win the league, but hopefully I'll be looking at getting a mid-table finish this season. But straight from kick-off, pretty much, they get themselves on the score sheet and in the lead with just a few minutes on the clock. Josh King smashes the ball in the back of the net to make it 1-0. And honestly, at this point, I thought, oh god, this is how the league's going to go. Because honestly, for these first few minutes of this game, it was so hard to get the ball off of them. As soon as we come forward, they take the ball back off of us, and then they go and score that. And honestly, it was like I was really going to struggle with the league at this point, because I thought that this is how it was just going to go because of how difficult it was. But straight from kickoff, we do get a chance and try and get ourselves back in the lead. As you see here, we go forward on the ball, trying to get our way back into this game and sort of provide ourselves with a bit more confidence going into this, as we knock the ball around on the outside of the pitch, trying to find our way into the box. As you see, we do get closer to the box as we try and make a break into it, as we just keep passing the ball around and keep being patient with it. As we do get into the box, we take a touch and it goes in the back of the net to make it 1 apiece now. And honestly, it was brilliant play from us here, as Tom Hopper finds the back of the net for his first goal of the league. And honestly, if I was going to put my money on anyone to score, it wouldn't have been him, to be honest. It would have probably been either Boyce or Sordell. I wouldn't have bagged him to score our first goal of the season, but he goes ahead and does so very well as well, with a brilliant finish. It was a great piece of patient play to lead up to this goal. As soon as that first goal went in from them, I had to change the way I was playing. I've just passed the ball round a bit more, and we did exactly that, and it paid off. But a few minutes later, we come on a counter-attack as Boyce breaks into the box. He takes the shot, but unluckily, it does go just wide of the post. It was a very nice piece of play. It was a great piece of counter-attacking play, and I think that's going to be a big part for us this season, is the fact that we're going to have to be in on a lot of counter-attacks, but it didn't come off this time. Not long after, they come forward on an attack, trying to get themselves back into the lead. They get into the box, and it was not the best of shots there. Should have done better in the position he was in. He probably shouldn't have took that. He should have took a touch there instead of just trying to rifle one into the back of the net. That definitely wasn't the right choice at all. But luckily for us, that does mean the scores remain at 1 apiece. But just before half time, we come on an attack, and it goes in the back of the net with an absolutely brilliant finish from Will Miller. I was praising him all last season as soon as he started playing, and honestly, he has started this season off just as well as he did the last, with smashing a ball in the back of the net from outside the area. Fair enough, it did take an absolutely massive deflection, but it must have been on target anyway. It was going on target anyway for the fact that he got given the goal. And honestly, I would have loved it if it had gone in the back of the net without the deflection. But at the end of the day, it's still a goal, and it means we are now in the lead, and we've turned around from being 1-0 down to 2-1 up in the first half. And that is unbelievable for us to start our season. And just after half time, we do come on another attack, and it is Will Miller whipping it into the back post, and Boyce gets his header safe, but it puts it in to the back of the net to make it 3-1 now. And we finished the last season off scoring a lot of goals, and we're starting this season off doing the exact same thing. We're bagging 3 goals in our first Premier League game is absolutely unbelievable. And Boyce should have done better with his first shot. His header should have went in the back of the net anyway. For the fact of how good that Miller cross was, it should have went in the back of the net. But he didn't do so, and it does mean that the score, he scores just after, and it doesn't actually give Miller the assist as he deserves. But after we scored, they come forward trying to get themselves back in the game, and they do exactly that with a brilliant piece of play between Josh King and Callum Wilson. As they pass the ball down the wing, it just opens up the defence and they slot it into the back of the net. And honestly, this is where our season, I think, is going to fall, is the defensive part. With where the team is, I think it's going to be very difficult to sort of keep ourselves. Obviously, we gave away a lot of easy chances in the last season. If we do that this season, there is no game. We are not going to be able to win games if we give away chances like we have there. And in the final few minutes, 73rd minute in fact, Josh King goes up and scores a goal, and he runs over to Eddie Howe after drawing their team level at 3 apiece. And like I was just saying, this is where our downfall is going to be, is the fact of the chances we gave away last season, the ones that got saved by Blackman, and how many times he saved us last season, I couldn't count. But if we do that this season, it's going to be a hell of a lot less relenting, because this the Premier League is going to absolutely shred us to pieces if that's how we play. And we will give away so many chances and so many goals if we play like we did last season, and we did that this time. And it means we do come out of our first Premier League game with a draw against Bournemouth at 3 apiece. And honestly, if the game went as it did at the beginning of the game where they scored a goal, if they carried on playing with that same relentlessness, I think I would have accepted a draw. But at this point, at the end of that game, I was thinking we dropped 2 points at that point, because we was 3-1 up and we conceded 2 goals that just wasn't good enough. The defence didn't do well enough there. But at the end of the day, it's a point. With the team we have, it's quite good. But we do come into our second game of today's episode, with our second game in the Premier League against Stoke City, trying to get our way in this one and try and get ourselves back to winning ways, basically, like we did last season, and hopefully get ourselves a win in this game and push on and try and just do as well as we possibly can early on in the season. But like we did in the last game, we let them have an early chance, but this time, luckily for us, McCarthy absolutely slices the shot absolutely terribly, as you see there. He should have at least put that on target. He didn't do so, and the scores remain at 0-0. But in the 8th minute, we come forward with Boyce down that right hand side. He gets inside, it gets a shot off, but it goes straight across goal. And the defender carries it behind for a corner, which it really shouldn't have been. As you see here, it wasn't the best of pieces of play, but the goalkeeper and defender put the bodies on the line there and got in front of the shot. But it was quite a while until we get another chance where we come in on the 30th minute, getting across. Nobody gets the head to it, but it whips it in again, and Boyce gets his head to it to make it 1-0. And that was absolutely brilliant play. How we whipped the cross in first time. Nobody gets the head or anything to it. We get another cross in. Luckily for us, another cross gets whipped in. And this time, Boyce gets his head to it and puts the ball in the back of the net. He scored 2 goals in the 2 goals in the last game. no, 1 goal in the last game, shall I say, and he started this one off doing the same thing by putting us in the lead this time to make it 1-0. But pretty much straight from kickoff, they come on an attack, get themselves in the box with an easy, stupidly easy pass. They take a shot, it doesn't go well enough. We try and get the ball clear, it just gets passed out to the midfielder, and it goes in to Sado Berahino, who puts the ball in the back of the net to make it 1 apiece now. And that just wasn't good enough. And like I was speaking about in the last game, that is the point that's going to... the chances that we did in the last season where we messed up a couple of times, we ain't going to be let off with them chances like we did last season. And it's been proven to us that much in the first 2 games of the season as Berahino slides the ball past Blackman to make it 1 apiece, and we just didn't keep the lead for very long at all, as you see there. And honestly, we should be doing better. But not long after, we do come on an attack. They intercept our pass, but we win the ball back with Boyce, who plays the ball through to Tom Hopper, who takes the shot and bends it into the back of the net to make it 2-1 now. And honestly, that was absolutely unbelievable play from Boyce to open the defence up so well. As you see here, he just breaks a couple of the defenders off, and it leaves a one-on-one chance pretty much as Tom Hopper beats his man and finesses the ball beautifully into the back of the net to make it 2-1. Honestly, that was such a nice finish. It was a very, very nice finish, and when I hit it, I thought it was going to go wide because he hasn't got the best of finesse shots, but he didn't, and it goes in the back of the net. But not long after, we do come on another attack, getting ourselves into the box again, and Boyce takes the shot and puts it in the back of the net to make it 3-1 now, with an absolutely brilliant piece of play again. And again from pretty much another counter-attack. As you see here, we beat one man. Boyce steps away from him. He takes the shot and smashes it straight across goal into the back of the net to make it 3-1. But at this point, I thought about the last game and I thought, I don't want to get ahead of myself being 3-1 up. Because we saw what happened in the last game. We just want to keep our heads and keep ourselves in it. As you see now, he scored 3 goals in the opening 2 games in the Premier League, which is unbelievable. I'm quite happy I didn't sell him at the beginning of the season. But not long after, they come on an attack and they put the ball in the back of the net. And I thought, is it going to be the same situation once again, where a fellow puts the ball in the back of the net? And honestly, as you see here, that he shouldn't be allowed to even take that shot, let alone get it off and in the back of the net. Just wasn't good enough. And he shouldn't be beating Blackman at his front post like that, as he puts the ball in the back of the net. And I thought it was going to be another game like the last one where we lose it by another 2 goal. We was winning by 2 goals, but we did in fact win this one. And we come out of it with the 3 points, our first 3 points of the season, our first win of the season. And after the first episode of the games, we are still unbeaten this season, which is brilliant for us. Even though it's only 2 games and there's nothing to get ahead of ourselves on, it's still brilliant for us. And we do, in fact, get the win. And that is brilliant for us. I'm very happy with the way this first 2 games has gone. But that is the end of today's episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new, and peace.